Come with me to celebrate at the 2024 American Society for Gravitational and Space Research Conference in Puerto Rico. To give some context, coming into my first semester at Spelman, I was onboarded as an intern for the Ames Research Center. Working remotely under the leadership of an astrobiologist, we used Python to take data from experiments conducted in space and in space-like environments to organize into a database that could be accessed by scientists all over the world. One of my fellow interns put together a presentation detailing our work and submitted it to the conference. In the fall, we received notification letting us know that our abstract was accepted. So in December, we hopped on planes and made our way to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Due to a late night flight, we made it to our hotel just minutes after I turned 19. Thanks to the impeccable conference timing, I not only got to celebrate my winter birthday under the sun, but I got to do so while learning more about the aerospace industry. This was my birthday look, by the way. It looked really cute. Pretty much every morning, I started my day with eggs, bacon, and French toast. I spent every free moment that I had soaking up the sun and trying not to think about the cold I'll be returning to in a couple of days. This trip was primarily during my last day of class and the reading period of the fall semester. So it was really nice to get a moment to sit back and relax and just enjoy having some nice quiet time before heading back into finals week and the rest of the end of semester activities. Something I'm trying to be more conscious of is the impact of tourism in the areas I travel to. This area, the T-Mobile district, was bought by T-Mobile for the purpose of tourism. Traveling outside the area on a later day, we were informed by an Uber driver that while San Juan tends to have constant power, many areas of Puerto Rico experience frequent blackouts. The next time I visit, I want to be more conscious of who I'm giving my money to and who will benefit from it. In terms of the conference itself, activities began with presentations to allow us to learn more about which centers were on the ground, in terms of the scientists, the engineers, the students, people working in programmatics, and just anyone at the conference so we could all network and connect with each other. We all transitioned to a bus ride to a beautiful celebration on a beach where I got to know a lot of the interns I've been working with virtually in person for the first time. I also got to meet some of the interns that they knew from previous semesters at different NASA assignments. I got to meet their family members, and I got to learn more about the different people who worked at different NASA centers and their different personalities. I was also able to take some time during the celebration to reflect on some thoughts from the conference thus far. While I had seen many women, I didn't see that many Black women represented at this conference, or Black people in general. I also noticed that while the scientists seem to come from a diverse range of backgrounds, a lot of the CEOs of corporations tended to be white men. This realization inspired me to be more intentional about which organizations I'm looking to working with in the future and to learn more about their values and their impact on the environment and on people. After the beach, me and my fellow interns took some time to hang up our posters and to look at some of the other presentations before the hustle and bustle of the other attendees. We also managed to have a random conversation about quantum mechanics. Afterwards, to celebrate a lovely first day and my birthday, our mentor invited us, our families, and her colleagues to a dinner at a nearby restaurant. I had a lovely time and got to speak to the other interns about my experiences going to school in Atlanta and attending an HBCU. I really hope this video was able to accurately express how much joy I felt being able to celebrate my birthday in this way. I remember thinking about how grateful I was to be just sitting in a room full of people talking about aerospace, just feeling really pretty and really happy. And I know that I look a little awkward, that's just how I am, but I had a very happy time and I was really, really grateful to be able to celebrate my birthday like this. The next morning, me and my fellow interns ended up going to the beach. We had planned on going to the pool the night before, but it was closed, so this is what we ended up doing instead, and it was lovely. The rest of that day into the next day was really the bulk of getting to experience the conference. I was able to listen to a lot of different speakers, including a scientist who had gone up into space to conduct some research. I was able to listen to a presentation from a student who is part of NASA's health initiative, and basically just get to meet a lot of really cool people. I also got to learn more about different space companies that are looking to replace the ISS once it eventually ends up docking, which will be happening, I believe, in 2030, but I gotta double check that one. Ending that night, I went into a part of the conference that was specifically only for undergraduate and graduate students. It was really amazing. I got to meet a lot of cool students that have a lot of different interests in space, not just in aerospace medicine like myself, but also in technology, in plants, in communications, in all of these different fields. And I was able to get to speak to an MD PhD student at Harvard and MIT going into aerospace medicine and learn about her experiences, which was amazing. Going into my last day at the conference, I finally got to present our poster. While I was able to speak to some other students, I was really happy to see how many professionals showed up to support students just getting started. It was also really nice to have my dad by my side, backing me up. Another highlight of this day is I was able to speak to a physician that's formally trained in occupational medicine, but is also working collaboratively with multiple NASA centers to assist astronauts in their journeys into the skies. It was really nice to be able to speak to him and to be able to learn about all the different ways that doctors can go into aerospace, and to learn that my path doesn't have to be limited just because I have this one interest. I can still explore my other interests. I'm really able to all of the amazing people that I got to meet, whether at this conference, before this conference, or wherever, that are here supporting me and are excited to see where I go in my journey. Hello. I'm by the window because my face looks really good and I need the sunlight on it. But today I am finally going back to Atlanta. After being by the beach and like 70, 80 degree weather and speaking to people about space for days straight, I'm finally gonna go back and literally go straight to rehearsal for Christmas Carol tonight. But I had a very, very fun time in Puerto Rico and I'm very, very happy I got to present today. And today I got to speak to somebody who works in space medicine, which made me so happy because like that was my whole goal when it comes to this conference. I'm like, let me meet at least one person. And I did, and he gave me a lot of really good advice, and I'm very, 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 very happy. So yes, goodbye. I need to figure out how I did my eyeshadow that day, because wow. But thank you for taking the time to accompany me on this journey to my first presentation, my first conference, one of my first aerospace experiences. I'm really, really grateful for the opportunity, and it definitely had me thinking a lot about both representation in different fields, but also the impact of different organizations in that field. And I'm really grateful.